Man, that first quarter, if I had to use one word, I would say demoralizing. Not because of the score, but because of how it happened. And this is not anything new with Indiana, but in that first quarter, they made 6 threes, which is not crazy for today's NBA. But they made 6 threes and they were all by different players. And that really kind of messes with your psyche as a team, right? If Siakam's going off, if Halliburton's going off, even if like Miles Turner's going off and you know it's just a couple guys going off, if you're one of the role players on Cleveland, it doesn't bother you that much. You're thinking, we got Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, we're going to be good. Our guys are going to get us right back in this game. But when Thomas Bryant is coming in making threes and your team is not doing anything, it kind of feels like, man, there's no way we can keep up with this. Indiana played 8 guys in the first quarter. Well, really 9, but Mathurin got ejected. But those 8 guys, all of them scored in the first quarter. That is demoralizing if you're one of those guys on Cleveland, even if you are Donovan Mitchell, because it's like, man, even if I do everything in my power, it's probably not going to be enough. And I said how 6 different players made threes. The only 2 players not to make a 3 in that first quarter were Halliburton and Siakam. That really kills all hope because you know at some point those guys are going to get going. And what happens at the beginning of the second quarter? Siakam comes in, makes 2 threes. They go up 48-23 and the game is pretty much over at that point. And coming away from this game, I want to believe that Cleveland can make a comeback, but I don't see them stopping this Indiana team 3 games in a row. Like they're getting whatever they want on the court. And then if this is the Darius Garland we're getting, I don't see them winning a shootout 3 games in a row. So I kind of think it's over. And I know it's always the easy thing to say, oh, just take the center off the court. But if it is a situation where you feel like you got to outshoot this team, you got to outscore this team, maybe the 2 big lineup, we see less of that going forward because you're not stopping this team anyways. So maybe more Dean Wade minutes, maybe more Sam Merrill minutes. I know that doesn't sound like a great option, but I think offense is how they're going to win this series if they're going to win this series because they're not stopping Indiana. And I know Jared Allen had been good offensively in this series up until this game, but just spreading the floor, you know, opening up the lanes for Mitchell and Garland, I don't know. Maybe that would help Ty Jerome get going, open up his floater game, but it seems pretty bleak for this Cleveland team. And that Halliburton shot was such a crazy moment in game 2, but I kinda wish it didn't happen. Like for the sake of this series, going back to Cleveland 2-2 right now would be amazing, but maybe I am underselling Cleveland as most people did all year, so it's easy for me to write them off right now, of course, down 3-1, but maybe they can do it. Maybe they can do it. Donovan Mitchell, one of the greatest playoff performers of all time, statistically speaking. There's no reason he can't go put up 40 again, but even if he dropped 40 in this game, they probably still lose. That is the alarming part. That is the demoralizing part. And I'm saying all this assuming that Donovan Mitchell is going to be able to play. He did not come out in the second half. I don't want to assume it's because the score, but I kind of want to assume it's because the score. I know that would be a bad look, but just think about it. You're down by 40 at halftime. Does it really make sense to come out and work as hard as you would have to work to cut it to a 10-point game? You would have to give so much effort to cut it to 10 points for what? You know, at that point, you would be doing more harm for your chances of coming back in this series. I'm starting this recording 8 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Pacers starters are a combined 10 for 13 from 3. It just wasn't going to happen tonight, but looking at this Cavs team, again, assuming Donovan Mitchell is ready to go for Game 5, do they even want to do it? Like, I know they want to, but there comes a point where it's like, one, can we? And if you start to believe you can't, it's like, do we even want to? Do we want to just pack it up right now and go home? Because that would be the easy thing to do, and the Cavs in this game look like they wanted to pack it up and go home. Now, you got to give Indiana credit for making them look like that, but Darius Garland, right now, you're trying to play through an injury. Do you want to do it? Do you believe you can? Do you want to work that hard? Or do you want to just say, you know what, we'll get him next time? That it gets to that point in every series, and I'm not sure the Cavs look like a team that wants it at this point or wants to work as hard as they know they have to work to win this series. And again, to my first point in this video, how Indiana came out in this game, everybody on your team knocking down shots. The Pacers are a team that can kill your confidence in that way, where it just seems like an avalanche. They're pushing the ball after every single play. There's no stopping. They're running. They're getting offensive boards, and Cleveland just looks around like, man, are we willing to do what we're going to need to do to beat this team, to beat this wave of players they throw out? This team that's playing 13 guys and all of them are contributing. This team that doesn't need their two best players to go off to win games. Whereas Cleveland needs Donovan Mitchell to go for 40 to win a game. Again, demoralizing. And I think something we underrate about this Indiana team is their perimeter defense. Now, people don't view them as a defensive team because of, Halliburton and the way they play. Kind of like those Phoenix Suns teams where you looked around, they had Sean Marion, they had Raja Bell, they had Barbosa, Boris Diaw, right? Not the greatest defenders in the world, but a pretty adequate defensive team. But different from that team, when you look at this Indiana team in Mathurin, Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith, even TJ McConnell, that is a lot of on-ball pressure. And I understand Darius Garland is dealing with an injury, but they are not letting him breathe out there. And I think about Ty Jerome in a similar way to what we just seen happen in the Lakers series, where Anthony Edwards pretty much took Austin Reeves out that series. And once you don't have that other ball handler, your offense can kind of break down. And we're seeing now with Cleveland, if Ty Jerome is not going to be effective to what they do like he has been all year, they're a lot easier to guard. Like, we can't underrate his importance to this team. He was their third on-ball creator, the same way Austin was the Lakers' third on-ball creator. And once you neutralize that, it is very, very tough. But not only are they struggling with the ball pressure of Indiana, on the other side of the court, Halliburton's walking wherever he wants to go. TJ McConnell's walking wherever he wants to go. Nembhard's walking wherever he wants to go. Like, all year we've been skeptical about Cleveland's defense at the highest level. When you look at their backcourt, you look at their wings, they don't really have a wing stopper. Isaac Okoro is not that guy, and he doesn't play that much anymore. Max Strus is not that guy. Like, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen have done a lot on that defense, but at the highest level, I think we all had doubts about that. What we thought, though, is they would be able to score with the best of them, and that's where you can honestly say injuries have played a factor. But I don't think if they lose this series, we should just say, oh, injuries, right? Even if that is what it is, I don't think you should enter next year with Max Strus as your best perimeter defender in your starting lineup. I don't think that's a good plan. I'm not sure Isaac Okoro and Dean Wade shouldn't be packaged together and try to get a better player. I'm not sure Tristan Thompson should still be on an NBA roster. And again, I know it's extremely easy to say it right now, but I've never been a big believer in this Cleveland team. I'm not taking any victory lap, by the way. We don't know what would have happened if Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter were healthy. We don't even know what's going to happen in Game 5. They might make a 3-1 comeback. But I don't think I'm having, a prisoner of the moment. I don't think it's hindsight. I've never been, just looking at this roster, it doesn't look great. Relying on Dean Wade, Isaac Okoro, Sam Merrill doesn't look great. The reason why it worked better than anyone could have imagined is Ty Jerome had a season better than anyone could have imagined. 43% from three, was just steady all around. And if that's not going to happen in playoff basketball, then they got a lot of questions to answer. But I don't want to overdo it. We don't know what's going to happen. And I want to talk more about Indiana, but I'm going to save that for if and when they win the series. So I'm going to leave it there for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please like, comment, subscribe. It will mean the world to me. We are almost at 10K, by the way. Well, not almost. We just hit 9K, so kind of almost. So obviously, subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.